I hate it. I hate Stranger Things, dude.
Oh my gosh, he's starting up a war.
With who? No. There's
With
no
the
way.
whole mankind. The same people who love Squid Game love this.
It's impossible. I feel like Squid Game had things to say. It had things on its mind. It was talking about like capitalism and stuff like that. What is this movie? What is I don't remember what it's called. Stranger Things. What is Stranger Things talking about?
They're talking about a teenager that needs things.
No, they're talking about Kate Bush. That's it. That's all it is. This is a big Kate Bush ad and her one song that she's got. That is it. Stranger Things. So I liked season 1 of Stranger Things. I thought that was really cool, and I was surprised to find out that we came back to Hawkins for season 2 of Stranger Things. I thought every year we'd see something different, or different, something new, something strange. but instead we came back. So I'm like, okay. Season 2 I didn't like, but I was like, hey, I'll be great. Season 3 I hated. I'm like, yo, this series sucks. And so I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna give it one last chance. But after watching the first half of season 4, I'm done with Stranger Things. This is terrible. I am so bored. This is the longest, most boring television show I've ever seen.
Hey, this show is called Mostly Wrong Opinions for a reason. I disagree with you.
Well, tell me, what do you like about it? I'm like, I don't see the appeal.
I'm gonna tell you the appeal is not just within the story. The appeal is within the people who are playing these characters to me, because it's been forever since we've seen these characters on film. What I have an appeal about it is Freddy Krueger. Of course, you're gonna be like, oh, if you just want to see Freddy Krueger, just watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I heard you say that before, but like the villain doesn't, Vecna has nothing. He doesn't feel anything like Freddy Krueger. He's not scary. Like there's no in there, and I don't mean like they try to be scary. I'm not scared. There's no horror. They're not trying to scare you, right? And so, I'm not.
So you telling me that a man that can go into your deepest thoughts and everything that you've done, that's your insecurities that you're afraid of not letting people know about, and then manipulate that to where you're weak, and he takes that power from you like Freddy Krueger does.
What you're describing sounds interesting, but think about what actually happens in the show. All the characters that he goes into their mind, they're side characters that you know nothing about. So you don't know, in order for you to care about this guy going into your deepest, darkest secrets, the audience should know some deep, dark secrets, right? But who did they kill? Some random jock? Like, who's that? And then another person, like some random cheerleader who looks kind of like Doja Cat? Like, who was that? We didn't learn anything about any of these characters. So what do I care that we're going to their deepest, darkest mind? It's impossible to care.
Oh, man. That came out of nowhere.
If you want to scare me in that way, right? They should go into our main characters' minds and be killing them. But none of our main characters, their plot armor is crazy thick because no one is even in any danger. They had that one redheaded girl who was in danger for like 0.9 seconds. Yep. Yeah. And they rescued her, I think, in that same episode. So like it was to me, it didn't have the impact. Now, what you're describing, right, is interesting. And they could possibly, or someone could possibly do something with that. But like I said, you got to have a character that like the audience can understand in order to be like, oh man, you're tapping into something you're hitting something soft on this guy. You're hitting a soft spot. But the only people that died so far are strangers. They're like that
Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly. That nerdy guy, the random jock, and that cheerleader. I don't even know these characters' names. So like, why would I care about their deepest, darkest insecurities?
What people are saying or trying to equivalate the whole Max thing is that it's depression and being isolated from everyone else in her friend group, because the only thing that saved her was actually admitting and saying, I need people in my life. Going through a tough time, but losing my brother. That's what everyone's saying. That's what everybody's saying.
What saved her was the Kate Bush song. Was a pop song.
It was the connection of Kate Bush to the rest of her friends. Because guess who knew what her favorite song was?
Right,
Lucas knew that. And all those flashbacks. Wait a minute, let me talk. And all those flashbacks, okay, it was of Lucas and everyone else that brought her out of that depression period. Okay, so if you're talking about a character of Max, not the nerd and all that shit.
So okay, but just to be clear before you continue, I have to ignore the other people. Got it. Okay, so if I ignore parts of the show, that right?
Yeah,
so
you gotta
ignore everything that happened in the film, then okay, go ahead. Then maybe I'll understand one.
By episode 4, I think it's episode 4 when that happens. I think it's episode 4 when that happens. 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1, 2, and 3. They're not putting any type of emphasis on Vecna compared to any other character. They're just connecting connecting everything straight to Max because of how her life is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're describing, right, is interesting, but there's a lot more going on in each episode than just that. Now you're right. If they found an editor and tried to cut some of this shit down, you might have something here. But while we're going with that Max thing, right? And I didn't buy the Max thing, but if you did, fine, great. If you liked it, I don't want to yuck your yum. But while this is
I'm sorry.
Exactly, just the song. But while that's happening, right? So Max in that exact same episode, Max is under attack from Vecna, right? And then the other part of the group, I call them the stoners. They're in the desert somewhere, running around in a van, completely disassociated from anything to do with Max or Vecna. And then you've got old dude in a Russian prison, right? Completely separate from Max, completely separate from Vecna. Then you got 11 down in a bunker, completely separate from everyone else. What the hell? Pick one. And so if you liked Vecna, let's say you loved Vecna. Let's say Vecna's the greatest villain you've ever seen in your life. You only get him for a 1/6 of each episode because they've got to bounce around to all these different characters, none of which interact with any of them. Now, as the series goes on, near the end, the stories start to get a little closer, right? But right now, I think we're at episode 5, and each episode's about an hour and a half. So that's almost 10 hours of nothing to do with Vecna. And that's only if you liked the Vecna storyline. That's 10 hours you're sitting there doing nothing. I don't know what you could be doing. I guess you're on TikTok or something.
Okay. I understand that. I agree with you that they're putting so much shit on the plate that they're bouncing around to different stuff that to pick up the fork with and eat. I agree that is an issue.
I don't think that's the
only
problem.
thing that. Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
The only thing that connects Vecna with Max's story that's in the other ones is 11 and who that person is within 11's story.
Yeah, like I said, near the end, these storylines start to converge. But that, man, you gotta really hold on for a really long time. To me, the issue is the first season was so popular that in all the characters, like you said, you like the actors, right? All these actors became so popular that the show is bending over backwards to figure out something for everyone to do. In the first season, right, Hopper was there because he was the local cop investigating the Will's disappearance, right? Makes sense. Winona Ryder was Will's mom, so she was worried. Makes sense. We follow her. Will happened to have a little group of friends. Makes sense that we'd follow them. Everything was about Will's disappearance. Now that we are way removed from that, there's no reason why Winona Ryder's character needs to be here anymore. She should just be at home, right? But they've got to figure out a way to get Winona Ryder back, right? Because she was so popular. So they are just making up bullshit, and it's just time filler just to get Winona Ryder on the screen. Same thing with Hopper. Why is Hopper here? He's not even a cop anymore, right? So he doesn't need to be here anymore. So they're making up this bizarre scenario, which has nothing to do with the story, where he's in Russia fighting a completely different monster. Like, dude, this is a sign that the film franchise is out of, or the story, the TV show is out of ideas. It's out, and it's not bold enough to kill these characters. It's not bold. It's not bold enough to set the characters aside. It just is pandering to you, to me, to the audience, because you like Winona Ryder, so she's back. Why? What is she doing? Nothing. She's just there, and it is boring. And what makes it even more boring, I'm sorry to go on a rant here, is that each episode is so long. From what I understand, this was one of the most expensive TV shows ever made. And every episode cost $30 million to make. And you can feel it. You can feel it. The movie, the show does not look cheap. It looks expensive. Yeah. And it looks like someone spent a lot of time and spent a lot of money to make this show. But there's no substance here, right? It's just flash, it's pop music, and it's your favorite celebrities standing there looking like celebrities. And then it goes off and nothing happens. And all the kills are random characters. I have a hard time getting invested.
When you said your favorite celebrity standing there, that just flashed back to Jurassic World of them just standing in one spot. Just
exactly, that's exactly right. I forgot which movie it was where it was like I felt like the movie just wanted everybody to stand in a line, right? And that's what this movie is. Eventually, with the last episode, all of our characters are going to be here. They're going to have like a group hug or something, and then Vecna's going to be like, "Hey," and they're all going to stand in a perfect line, and it's like. You know, and I can feel the movie trying to get all your favorite characters in a line, and that is so boring.
You know, it's creating a world to where people now are speculating who is going to die in this season when
kill them all.
That you're saying that they should have been killed off before, or you're saying that if you want to be bold and actually do something with your series and your story, take out the people that does not need it within your story.
Yeah, they need to be there.
If you're going to fine tune something, just say Will's mom is taking a leave and on vacation or whatever.
Don't bother. She's at home. She's got a life. I'm assuming she's at home. It's okay. You know, Hopper is at home. That's okay. You don't need to explain it. We don't need the local sheriff or the ex-local sheriff in this story. That's okay. Or if you really want it, just have Hopper come back to the force and replace the black eye sheriff with Hopper. And boom, he's back in a logical way.
Which, by the way, that is one thing. It's like this dude has seen the black sheriff has seen a lot of crazy things, but now when this stuff is going on, he's like, what? Man, we got to hunt down Eddie.
Exactly.
It's like you could probably think that Eddie didn't do this shit, right?
That's another thing, Tyrone. This show has so many characters, and they're introducing new characters. Like, we don't know what to do with your old characters. Why are you introducing new characters? Like, just repurpose someone that you've already got. It's crazy to me. The show is very scatterbrained, and I'm not into it. And I'm done.
Scatter my brain.
After this,
scatter what's left of it.
I'm no more Stranger Things for me. I'm done.
No season 5 after this.
Again, like I said, some movies feel insulting to me. You know what I mean? And this show does feel. It thinks I'm stupid, right? There's a scene where 11 was talking to, I can't remember that guy's name. She calls him Papa, and he's like, 11, you're regressing. You're going backwards. I'm like, well, yes, that's what regressing means. But the show doesn't think you know what the word regressing means. So they'll be like, you're regressing. You're going backwards.
Don't hinder so much on the words, man.
I'm not. I'm just using that as an example. In the episode before that, right? We had a flashback into that guy Creel in his house, you know, and you know we see he's got like a clock on the wall or some shit, right? And so then they flash back to the flashback I just saw 5 minutes ago. The show didn't trust me didn't have enough trust in the audience that I was paying attention. So it was like, remember that thing I said 10 minutes ago? Well, it's important now. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be important because you said it. You don't need to flash back to something that happened in that episode.
Devin, they got to accommodate for people who are 13, 12 years old that have short attention spans.
There it is. You hit it right in the head, right? They are assuming, like I said with a lot of kids shows, they're assuming kids are stupid and they're not paying attention, right? And so they think they're accommodating to the lowest possible denominator. I'm here to tell you, people are smarter than this. They're not that stupid. And am always insulted when I'm lumped in to like this idiot crowd. I'm like, no, goddamn it. I can see.
Social media says differently, man. When you have kids up there that's creating, now hold on, that's creating crimes, all right, and saying, do it for the gram, do it for the gram. These motherfuckers need their handheld, okay? And they're trying to...
Clearly, the people at Stranger Things agree with you. They think you've got a very, very short attention span. And so they remind you of things that happened 5 seconds ago to try and keep you entertained. And that's not me. I'm sorry. I don't think that's most people. I think most people can follow your story. Don't insult me. You know what I mean? Like, one of the good things about Top Gun Maverick is the movie did not insult me. It trusted that I understood that Goose was dead, right? I didn't need a flashback 9 different times that Goose was dead, right? They just did it the once and we're done. In case you hadn't seen the first one, and then we're done. The movie didn't insult me, and I feel hurt. I feel bored, and I feel insulted watching Stranger Things. But at that same time, that same token, I understand that I'm an individual with my own personal opinion. And if you think differently, that's great. And I don't want to push you off of Stranger Things. I'm not trying to say Stranger Things, no one should watch it. I'm saying Devin shouldn't watch it. This is not the show for Devin.
Okay, I get it. I understand. I totally understand that it's not your show, but it's my show, and it's other people's show. I thought that Miss Marvel wasn't going to be for me. I actually enjoyed the first episode.
I did too. I thought it was good. I didn't like the action. The action was bizarre. It looked cheap, right? I was kind of surprised by that. Disney's got all the money in the world. Cheap. But if you ignore that, like you said, like it's actually a good story, and I was surprised, and I like the girl they chose. I thought she's got great comedic timing. Like, I see what they pictured.
Do you want to know how she got her part? She got her part from WhatsApp. To where her aunt is a part of like this group to where they get like these notifications, something like that, and she got a notification about they're looking for a young Pakistani girl to try out for Kamala Khan, and she sent it to her, and then she's like, oh, this is all fake, but she's like, it actually is. So she tried out for it, and she got the part from sending in tapes and stuff like that. Well, she's an actual Marvel fan.
Oh, that's great. I do agree with you. I like the show. I hope the show does have some stupid tendencies, and I hope we don't lean into them. But
name some.
But for example.
The teenage shit, no.
The teenage stuff is fine, but the convention, I'm like the little superhero convention, I felt like was really corny. And you remember I talked about how you can sometimes feel Marvel like jerking off to themselves, and like I feel like that's what that is. But hopefully that's all done. You know what I mean?
They played the music that was in Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had a big old Ant-Man in there, which I was like, dang. When all the crap was happening, where she hit accidentally hit the head and it rolled off, I said, that's not made of styrofoam. That's actual metal.
It's like killing.
Who did that?
That's very dangerous. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, like that scene did feel like Marvel had like a mirror, and they're just like jerking off to their own reflection, But the show doesn't feel like it's gonna keep doing that. I think as long as we stay focused on Kamala Khan and that particular, especially that actress, I think we're in a good spot, because I liked it.
Yeah,
I like where we're heading. Now, to be fair, as of this recording, I think only one episode's out, right? As of this recording.
Yeah.
So I've only seen one episode. So things can get better. It can get better. It can get worse. I don't know. But I really enjoyed the first episode. I was pleasantly surprised.
I just wanted to comment on that real quick, because we're talking about TV shows of today, and I feel like demographics and stuff. I literally said in my reaction on my channel, Europe Nation Reactions, subscribe to that, people, to where I said, I don't know if this is for me, because I feel like they're aiming this show to high school kids and John Hughes type of stuff, and all, Pretty in Pink and all that type of stuff. But I'm like, you know what? The Breakfast Club is pretty cool.
Yeah. The thing about the high school stuff, while you're right, sometimes it does feel like really childish. The great thing about it is everybody went to high school, at least most people did. So it's like usually can be relatable. And I find this show to be pretty good so far. And I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah. I like her parents. Her parents are great.
Oh yeah, and I like the little. It's got like a weird, funky art style thing going on.
Yeah, like Scott
that carries
Pilgrim
through for a
meets
while.
something else.
Yeah, like Scott Pilgrim. Like because at first when it first came on, I thought just the opening credits were kind of funky. I was like, okay, funky opening credits, but the whole show is kind of like that. And I'm like, oh, it's got its own like style, which is it got a little flavor in there. So that's pretty cool. Although apparently, I thought for sure, I was like, did they actually film this one in New Jersey? Maybe no, they filmed in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. You know, if they can make a set feel like another set on a different part, it's gonna be cheaper to film it here.
Yeah,
okay,
because Tyrone's in Atlanta.
I'm in Atlanta, people. They're not gonna go over to New Jersey and then get that whiff of across the Hudson of that pissy.
That's what New York smells like. Pee. Straight. Yo, I was outside waiting to go into this bar yesterday, and they had a line outside. And the whole line just smelled like urine. I'm like, what homeless man is over here?
This nigga was like, he's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna give me no change? Hold up. You gonna get it? You gonna get it? Let me shake my leg on you.
I was like, God, I hope this line moves. We had some friends out of town come, so they want to go to this bar, and I'm like, all right, fine. And that line just smelled like urine. Terrible.
But then you was like in front of the line, and you was like, "It's gonna be worth it, guys. Hold your breath."
Yeah, right. I'm like, let me in, because the urine smells burning my eyes. Anyway.
Damn.